What is going on, players, and welcome back to the Director of Football Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today we are going to show you the last little bit of Angers. We are moving club. We've been offered a contract by a different team and we're taking it. So we're not going to see how Angers get on in their first season in the Champions League. We did so very much, but I don't think we're ever going to win the Champions League with Angers or win the league, because PSG far too dominant and they've only strengthened this summer, which is icing on the cake. So this is how our reputation sits at the current moment. We have 75% reputation, so it's 3 3/4 stars. We're almost full 4-star. We have a balanced personality, you know. We're pretty decent as manager. At Angers, 128 games managed, 71 games won, 19 draws, 38 defeats, goal difference of 106. We did have a very, very leaky defence, to be fair, and we've consistently been a leaky defence. So, you know, it's what I do. We've been at Angers 1154 days, but it says 1155 here. Not sure why, but transfers have been interesting. A couple of players going out on loan. We have a couple of players coming in, potentially on loan. Okay, but Noah Guggen Clorec, who's coming in on loan from Monaco, who's been playing at Le Havre for the last 2 seasons. The director of football it's been a strange summer. Christ Yolo looks like he's going back out on loan, which I don't know, did you see the outs? But okay, we're going to pretend we didn't see. The players that we signed so far: Marco Del Aquilina from Frosinone, terrible right back, just terrible right back. Stefan Ambriosis from Hamburg, centre back who can play a couple of other positions, not very well, but he can do it. A Ghanaian international, potentially could be a good centre back for Angers. I'm not so sure. Dean McCausland, who has an offer from... Who's he got an offer from? AS Beziers. He's the Northern Irish winger we signed on loan, or we signed. Kind of interested to see how he gets on. We've signed Jens Kajuste. Kajuste? I feel like that's how I'd say it. We signed him from Lazio, where they paid 12 million for him. He was ever present last season, and we signed him for potentially 8 million. So they've made potentially 4 million loss on a player that played quite a lot last season. Didn't play very well, but he played a lot. Stefan Boyce has been brought in. Future number 1 for France, I would imagine. Hasn't gotten a cap yet at 24. He's been ever present for Saint Etienne for the last 2 seasons. Didn't play any games this season. Wonder why. Because he was the number 1 keeper for like 2 seasons before it, then missed an entire season, and then... Did he have an injury? No. Okay, so obviously Saint Etienne had a worldly of a goalkeeper that year. So Bojic is in. Oscar Bob, the Norwegian winger from Man City, has come in on loan. Never been too present of a player. Played a full season for Sunderland and did decently well. He's joining Angers to play the Champions League. And then Jan Vincent Cormonas from Atletico Madrid. We take all the Atletico Madrid rejects. He's been playing in the B team on and off. He's coming on loan. He's going to be a decent player, I guess. And Zanoli, same as Del Aquilana or Aquila. Never going to get too much game time. Players that we got rid of, bunch of players left on freeze, as you know. Guga left as well. Bacuna was one that left. A couple of players went out on loan. We sold Jan Linnard to Nice, where he's going to be their backup goalkeeper. He had a monster of a season last year in Spain for the Fuenlabrada B team, where he conceded 3 goals in 22 games. So his stock was high, and we sold him for 46k, which is not a lot. Norrington Davies went to Caen, recently promoted to the top division, Caen. So he's going to be getting a bit of first team football with a relegation favourite team. Other than that, then, a bunch of players sent out on loan, like Escobar has gone out. Richard Davis, player I really was expecting to play games this year, just went straight back out to Ajaccio. I think this is like his second season with them. Yeah, his second season with them. We're not getting any money for him, which is fantastic. And Larrabee's gone off to Augsburg on loan. But we do leave the club in, plenty of players like us, which is what you want. Finance-wise, actually have a positive balance. Still have 6 million in the bank and 17k in wage budget spare. I don't think we did too bad of a job. Didn't do too bad of a job. We did get a new affiliate from Austria, so we've built up a couple of nice little affiliates here for Angers to take over Austria, Spain, Romania. With the Romanian Dinamo Bucuresti, they've been getting an awful lot of our good players recently, which they must be happy with that. But this is where it all ends. So we've played fairly well in friendlies, but on the 27th of July, 25 days after my 36th birthday, we are leaving Angers. And where are we going? You have a chance to guess now. So put your guesses in the comments below. Where are we going? So our wage currently 15,500, but at our new club, we're getting paid substantially more. It's PSV Eindhoven. We have left Angers to go to PSV. So they paid 1 million in compensation for us. Ooh. In a move which is sure to spark plenty of heated debate, FoggyPlays has left Angers to join PSV. Questions will be raised as to why Plays made the decision to change jobs, but he would face pressure to bring immediate success to Philips Stadion, given his former employers and previous standing. Ketil Rekdal was considered to be the favourite for the job, particularly in the wake of reports emerging that he was the preferred candidate, but the club eventually moved in a different direction. Once they offered me the job, I no longer was favourite for the job, and it was Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, who is managing Aro Den Haag, I think it is. So, grey hair gaming. You could have gotten that job in this world as well. But we've had a decent career up to this point. We're going to be in the Champions League with PSV. We do have to go through the qualifying rounds. We come in at the third round, but the facilities are so much better here. We did, however, just sell our best striker. But what they want us to do is develop players using the club's youth system, attacking football, make the most of set pieces, high tempo pressing football, and sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. Work within the wage budget, which I think is like a standard thing that every club would have, because nobody's going to be like, hey, we want you to make sure you spend more than what we give you for wage budget. Minimum 3-year contracts, that's not something we care too much about. They want us to reach the group stage of the Champions League, which, if we're not reaching the group stage, I'd be very, very disappointed, because I've left a team that are in the group stage, and qualify for the Champions League through the league. Next season, they want us to challenge for the title, and just challenge for the title every year from then on. So we're on 28 grand in this universe. Our reputation hasn't changed, which fair enough, but we are getting paid 28 grand. So that means new house. Woo! We need to find a house in the Netherlands, because we've moved from our beautiful home in Angers, which, it's not that far of a that far to travel. We do have a couple of transfers that are ongoing. I don't know what the story with that is. I might have to see what the director of football does. But we did say in our interview that we would keep the director of football on, who is John de Jong. 14-14-10. He's not a terrible director of football. It's fine. We have no goalkeeping coaches by the looks of it. Okay, we have very few coaches, actually. We only have 3. We need to sort that out. We've more scouts than we're supposed to, but we're also short. We have no recruitment analysts. Interesting. And we have room for a physio. So I haven't looked at the team properly yet. Bunch of players in their last year of their contract. We'll look at all that. But like I said, we have a player who left for Hertha Berlin, 84 million for a striker, who is Dutch/Romanian, but he was savage last season. And we only finished third. They expected this season is fourth, but I'm sure we can do better than that, because we always do better than that. We're always a better team than it looks on paper. I don't need to do the summary. They want us to use our youth facilities. Youth candidates. When do we get? So April. Okay, so fair enough. Have a look at the B team. Do we have any? Or we'll have a look at ability to begin with. A couple of decent ability players. A couple of 5-star potential players. Oh, we're not even at the top. Oh, ooh, Yusuf Roos. 2.5-star potential. He's definitely going to be in our first team. Nice. Our under 18s are a little bit lacking in the amount of players we have, but that's fine, I guess. We have 3 5-star potential players here. Ineligible for team due to being above the maximum. Okay. So we've already got like 5 players here who need to be moved up to the B team. I can see this being an issue. We are rich. We have almost 100 million in the balance, or in our bank account. When I agreed on the amount of money we were going to be given in our transfer budget, we that was before they sold the best striker at the club. So whoops. We'll have a look at the hierarchy. So nobody's in love with me, but nobody seems to hate me. So that's fine. But we only have 22 players in our first team. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look to see what we do squad-wise, because we are quite close to the start of the season. It's like 5 days. Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 days. Maybe. No, it's more. Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 days. We don't really have time to 5 days. We don't have time to fuck around. So I will be back in just a second with an idea of what we're going to be looking at for how we're going to set up, and I'm going to go and set all the director of football stuff. I have a lot of work to do, so I'll be back in just a second. Right, fellas, I have jumped us ahead to the Fortuna Sittard game. We're not going to play it in today's episode. We're just going to have a quick look at the transfer that has happened since our arrival. We've only been here a week? 6 days. We've been here 6 days. We've a couple of players injured for the first game, but as you can see, we have drawn Nordsland in the Champions Cup League playoff third qualifying round, first leg and second leg, obviously. So this game will be the decider for if we have one more qualifying round to go through if we manage to do the business in this one. But Fortuna Sittard is going to be the first game of the season. What I might do is play that and the second leg of the Champions League Cup qualifier for the next episode, maybe. The transfer that has been done, as at the moment we're waiting on if Lamar Bogard is going to join us or not. 5 million from Arsenal. He's not actually played for Arsenal, but he's there. He's played for Colorado, West Ham, LAFC, Feyenoord, and most recently AZ, where he's been bang average at best. He's not really a left back, he's more a centre back. Just fine, we could do with centre backs, but we have sold Ibrahim Barrete to Groningen I think he was in our B team. He played for Rhoda last season and actually didn't do too bad in the division below us. Actually started the first game of the season for Groningen. Didn't have a great game, to be fair. But we got Roy Moss instead. A not great goalkeeper. But you could say that about all our goalkeepers. None of them are very good. What is going on with my green screen? Oh, I made it worse. That's fine. So this is how I think we're going to start the season. We've decided to do a custom wing play because that's what our assistant recommended. Not so sure about it, but this is the lineup we're probably going to go with for the start of the season. We do have Dumfries who's going to be playing as our right back, and Dirk Proper who's probably going to play as the Mazzella. Luchtenberg is transfer listed by request because he wants to move to a bigger club. I was like, we could. What's going to take to keep you here? He said, win the Champions League. And I was like, don't think we can do that. And he was like, yeah, no, you can't. So I want to leave. So he's transfer listed by request. We've not had any offers for him yet, but that only happened in the last couple of days. So we'll see what happens from there. But Yonkers is the goalkeeper that we're going to be starting with. He's not the best goalkeeper in the world, but he did decently well last season, only conceding 1 goal more than he played. So that's pretty good. 11 clean sheets. He's not that bad of a goalkeeper. His star rating isn't great, but star rating doesn't really mean that much. Rosario is going to be starting at right back, but as I said, Dumfries is going to be the one that will start there normally. Coops is an 18-year-old left back who's going to be getting quite a number of games this year. I think he's the one I'm going to play at left back the majority of the time. He's got a mercenary personality. I like that. That's something you don't see very often. Renda is a centre back who's going to probably get a lot of games. He's only played 19 times previously for us, played 18 of those last season, so I believe that he has what it takes. Kick Pierre is going to be the other centre back. He could play at left back as well. If anything, that's probably where my assistant reckons he is better, but we're going to be playing him as our second centre back. Ruse, not necessarily going to be our first choice defensive midfielder, but all in all, he's not a terrible player, so he's going to get to play the first game of the season. As I said, Luchtenberg is going to play with Ekelenkamp. A guy who came in last season, halfway through, played 19 games, did fairly well, so he's going to get a chance. While Dirk Proper is injured again, he's been injured a couple of times. Kirk is going to be our right winger for the start of the season, so I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do with right wingers, but he scored 16 goals 4 seasons ago now. He's not a terrible player. He's also quite good at being a striker, so if we do decide to go for a striker, our second striker, probably going to get the chance. Perret Gentile, not so sure about this guy. He's decent, so I'm going to give him a chance. He's played 20 times for the club, scored 3 goals, so we'll see what happens with him. And Rossian, again, decent player as an advanced forward. I think he's quite good. Again, mercenary, 5-star potential. The guy's never played first team football for the main team, but I think he could do the business, so he's going to be our starting striker for this game. We do have this guy Gregory Crone, who has 16 finishing. I don't think he's as good as Rossen. If need be, Rossen can move to the left and Kroon can move up front, but we have a bunch of younger players on the bench. We also have Rijdelveld, who's currently in real life playing for Palace. Joined us for 6.5 million. He's played once in 2 seasons. Not sure why. He's pretty good. He's going to be like our backup left back, central or DM central midfielder. He's going to be, a utility player. It's going to be our James Milner. Is it Rosario? Rosario can play in a bunch of different positions, as can Dumfries. Pretty much play anywhere you want him to. But he's going to be our starting right back because he's pretty good. We have a relatively older squad. Like we do have a bunch of players I've brought up to play who are under 21, but then we have a whole bunch of players, or 4 players that are over 30. So we have to see what happens with them. The season preview does have us 4th. We've gone up to 3rd. So Feyenoord must have sold a player. Because I don't think bringing in that goalkeeper would have pushed us up to 3rd. But Kikpierre, Rosario and Luxembourg are in the Dream 11, which is quite nice. Our average squad age is 23. So on the younger side, quite happy with the fact we have a younger squad. They're saying Sadliek is our best left back. I'm not so sure about that. He's not a great player. But they do reckon a 4-4-2 or 4-2-4 is the way to go for us. Or is it just basing it purely on the fact that that is what I normally play? I'm going to assume it's probably just that I normally play a 4-2-4. And that's what they're basing the whole thing on. We haven't spent any money yet. We still have quite a substantial amount of money in the bank. But with Bogard potentially coming in. Oh, actually, there was an offer for Luxembourg. 53 million. I don't think so. But we're not selling our best player for 53 million. Bogard has the potential to be our big signing this summer. We don't have a huge amount of time left in the transfer window, I don't think. 4 weeks. Okay, so we actually have a lot of time left. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. We've made a substantial amount of money so far. The fact that we've sold a player for 84 million and only brought in a player for free would lead you to believe that we've not spent. We've done quite well so far. We are the only club that hasn't spent any money. Whereas NEC haven't received any money. Nor have NAC Breda, ADO Den Haag or De Graafschap. As I said, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank would be disappointed the fact that we took the PSG job or PSV job because he wanted it. Job Centre, I was going to say, Onger haven't replaced me yet, but Elia, who is just after getting promoted with Sochaux, is the favourite to get the job. And I think he'd be pretty good money for getting the job. We have brought in another assistant manager was brought in from Sander Liège. I'm not sure what the director of football is thinking, but we need goalkeeping coaches, and he's there bringing in assistant managers. So, actually, how good is our head of youth development? He's professional, good working with youngsters, ability and potential, not amazing, but we do have very good facilities for bringing in youth players. So our junior coaching is excellent, our youth recruitment is excellent, our youth facilities are excellent, and our training facilities are excellent. So we are quite excellent, it has to be said. But other than that, their media did originally expect us to finish 2nd. We have dropped to 3rd, so that's interesting. But in the next episode, we are going to be looking at our first games of the season. We're going to be taking on Fortuna Sittard, who are expected to finish 16th, and then we're going to do maybe the second leg of the game against Nordsjælland. Maybe we might do both legs instead of the first. I kind of wanted to show you the first game that we manage. We'll see. Something is going to happen in the next episode, and if you want to see what that is, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell, because then you get notified when I upload all my videos, which are generally 10 o'clock Irish time every day. So thank you for watching, fellas. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, comment down below to let me know. Is it a mistake that I left Angers, or are you happy that we've moved on? Because this is a journeyman, we're supposed to move. Maybe I pre-jacked on the move. I don't think so. I think this is, when this came up, when I was offered it, I had to take it. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share with all friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!